Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, so now I bring to you a review of another Christmas classic. Well, a TV special film, of course. So now, without further ado, I bring to you Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, based on the song of the same name, is a holiday special produced by Rankin Bass, who had already previously had some hits and did holiday specials of their own, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, and The Little Drummer Boy. But they would have lots of others coming up as well. Anyway, the story is told by Fred Astaire, who plays Special Delivery S.D. Kluger. That's our narrator, who is delivering all letters to the North Pole. And anyway, tells us the story of Santa Claus and how he came to be and what have you. The special also includes the voices of Mickey Rooney, Keenan Wynn, Robbie Lester, Paul Frees, and Joan Gardner. Now, I am going to tell you all of this, so you got 5 seconds to stop before I go on with this review, because you've been warned if you've not seen this. So here's your 5-second stop. Okay, here we go. Now we start with seeing a little bit of black and white, little live action intro, like Rudolph did. And then we see SD, our storyteller, coming up. Well, his little carriage is goes kaput, but, well, introduces ourselves to him and, shows out all the layers that kids have ran and what have you. And so, and explains that Santa's a busy man, he has no time to play, and stuff like that. And then, of course, starts singing a bit of the song, and then we get our intro to the special, which was, of course, directed by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. Of course, they're the guys who founded Rankin Bass, which was originally Videocraft International. Anyway, now, of course, we all know that to any kid's surprise, Santa actually started out as just a little baby. So, well, he appeared on the doorstep of, to someone's place in a gloomy town called, let me see, Somber Town. I thought that's what it was. And soon he is brought to the mayor of this, who happens to be the central main antagonist, a real curmudgeon of a grouch, Burgermeister Meisterburger, who is just a major nuisance. Believe me. But don't worry, I'll just call him a nuisance and what have you, so I don't want to try and bring up any bad names, because this is a special for the whole family, you know. But he's not too thrilled with this little package that sent him as a baby, and reveals a little license on that says Claus. Says to tell him to the orphans asylum, but soon the sleigh he's on breaks free and flies past the, let's see, oh yes, to the mountain of the Whispering Woods, which was not too far away from Summertown, where the mountain is the home of the awful and terrible, well, as he kind of says, oh, I hate to even say his name, that mountain was the home of the Winter Warlock. Yes, he's sort of a secondary antagonist, just for a little while, but not a whole lot. I'll get to that in a little bit. Soon, the animals of the woods brought managed to protect him from the warlock and managed to bring him up to, well, let's see. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Now I remember. Rainbow Valley. Where they run to the doorstep of a little family of elves called the Kringles. And there he's met by one named Dingle Kringle. Well, he's surprised by this, so he calls out his other brothers, which are all rhyming names, of course. Let's see. Yeah, Wingle, Bingle, Tingle, and Zingle. They are just so happy to see a baby at their doorstep. So they bring him to the big elf there, the elf queen, Tanta Kringle. Well, they didn't think the Claus name would be any good, so they call him Kris Kringle. They set up a little school for him, teach him everything and what have you. But it was the animals that taught him more stuff, how to have fun and what have you, and how to go ho 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 and all that jazz. They make toys and stuff, but he just couldn't get past the winter warlock, though. Well, soon as he grew up, he started making toys, just like the rest of the Kringles. So when he was more grown up, he was now a man. Could take the toys to Sombertown, but apparently he meets a penguin who he names Topper, and they hear the warlock, and they manage to get away from him, but he plans to try and stop him when he returns. Now, as they're heading to Sombertown, but they're unaware that the Burgermeister has a bit of an accident falling on a toy, and he outlaws toys permanently. So when Chris arrives, the people of Sombertown don't seem to like him, and they make fun of him, the clothes he's wearing. He surprises kids with the toys and what have you, but is stopped by their school teacher, Miss Jessica. Well, but she explains that the Burgermeister come, they would all be in great danger. He couldn't believe it. Danger from toys? Why, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Now, I will tell you, Mickey Rooney absolutely does a great job of playing Santa Claus. Now, about 4 years later, he would go on to voice Santa again in another Rankin-based special, and that would be the year without a Santa Claus. Unfortunately, that's not on my schedule. I wish I could have done it for its 45th anniversary, which I think is today. So I do humbly apologize. Another time, perhaps, okay? Because I got lots of other stuff to review, because I can't squeeze in a lot of stuff, though. Anyway, back to the story. Well, soon after, kids get to stand on his lap and what have you, get the toy every time, and soon the Burgermeister's not too thrilled, and is about to arrest the little children, but Chris stops him. And boy, Burgermeister's like, "How dare you!" Yes, you are a nonconformist and a rebel. He couldn't believe what he heard. So he makes a getaway from him, doing all sorts of moves, which unfortunately, those things of him climbing, what have you, doing those stunts, unfortunately are edited on, let's see, yeah, on Freeform and what have you. Well, formerly ABC Family. And some other scenes because they thought were too traumatizing for younger viewers, which I completely understand. But of course, one of the former staff at where I work at actually gave me a copy of this DVD as well as Rudolph, which I didn't get a chance to show you, but I do have Rudolph. But anyway, this is still a good special. But anyway, back to the story. Where was I? Oh yes. They managed to get away from Burgermeister and his army and end up in the Winter Warlock's lands, where one of its trees captures him and plan to get back at him and what have you. But soon he decided to try and make up for it, giving him a toy, and well, melted his icy heart and just became a plain looking, well, wizard, not so icy anymore, and thus he would just be called Winter. Now, Keenan Wynn, I'm going to say he did a great job on the character. I mean, aside from him playing maybe sometimes a bad guy for real, like Alonzo Hawk in some of those Disney movies I've mentioned, like Herbie Rides Again, and of course the ones he did before that, The Absent-Minded Professor and Son of Flubber, but I haven't seen those movies yet, and I'd like to though. But anyway, um, yeah, I will tell you that it's a great job, and well, they managed to become friends and teaches Chris how to watch over people with his magic snowball. Yes, kind of like a crystal ball. When he hears Miss Jessica, he appears before her, and she had letters from the children. So, he made a list to check twice, see who's naughty or not, of course, as the song goes. And well, he decides to go for it as it was nighttime. And, well, some of the doors in the houses were locked, but he managed to get into some. But the Burgermeister wasn't too thrilled the next morning. There was more toys. So he orders that all house doors are to be locked up. But he tried so much again, including trying to get one toy to a sick girl. A Topper had a solution, the chimney, so that's what he did. But the next day, you guessed it, the Burgermeister is once again not too thrilled. Has another accident actually kicks a tin soldier without noticing. And, yeah, gets it right in the rear end. But the letters just kept coming. Well, and Chris can't even handle it. I mean, he says if those kids don't get toys, they'll be doing chores like washing their stockings. And that was a perfect idea. So he tells one his animal friends to take a letter to Jessica and that will tell the kids to do. Well, the next day, the Burgermeister and his army check one house to make sure there was no toys. And after he was impressed when there was none found, after they left, these kids rushed out to their signs and there was more toys. And then after that, well, you know, you're right. Burgermeister shocked it real big time. Then he's now thinking that what he should have done a long time ago, he set up a trap. Well, Jessica goes to find him, but she was too late. Chris had already left with more toys. And to make matters worse, the Burgermeister's army guards caught up with Jessica and caught the little Kringles in Winter and took them away. And if that wasn't enough, Chris is caught in the act by the Burgermeister himself. Or in the wait before he's taken arrested. They see Topper's cut. So it's like, what can I do? You have me. And then he's like, to the dungeons with him. And now this scene was actually removed as well. Burgermeister torches all the toys in front of the children's eyes. Now, soon, however, I think soon they may have had this scene again, but I think they removed it again so it wouldn't traumatize everybody. Alright? That's understandable. Anyway, Jessica insists the Burgermeister try to turn over a new leaf, but he refuses. So, Jessica realizes she had to do it herself. So, she finds Winter, who had so many useless magic items, but apparently he had like magic feed corn. So later that night, she gives some of Chris's reindeer. He's not Santa just yet, but he will be. And after that, and woohoo, they're off. And yeah, and as the kids, I bet you know their names. Yeah, we knew all of them. Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Dar and Blitzen. Yeah, but one kid's like, and don't forget, we see Rudolph. It's like, and Essie's like, oh, no, 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 that's another story. Yes, this wakes up Burgermeister. He sees them fly out, screams out to stop, and Winter's so happy for what this little son of his has accomplished. The next day, the Burgermeister plans to even the score and sends his crew to find the Kringles and bring them back. But they learned their place was torched down, so they had to move on. Well, many days passed, and I think even months. Soon, after seeing a wanted poster of him, Chris had finally changed a bit. He grew a beard. Yeah. And Jessica was really impressed. And it was about the time that Chris asked Jessica to be his wife and become Mrs. Santa Claus. So that was a very good scene indeed. I like that part. So after that, they kept moving on until they found Rainbow Valley, a new kind of Rainbow Valley, and where the North Pole, which is the North Pole. Sorry, I'm getting a little. Yeah. Anyway, so he managed to make a new toy shop and castle, and thus they continue to make more toys. Yep. So, and as the years went by, he gets more layers, and well, he knew he had to prepare them to get them to the children by nighttime because he was considered an outlaw like Robin Hood. Well, one kid asks, when did they stop calling him an outlaw? And Essie's like, well, as time went by, the Burgermeisters kind of died off and fell out of power. And the people of Summertown realized that the their rules were pretty silly and had a good laugh. Well, more older he became Santa Claus, as he was now known as, the more famous he became. And, well, soon he realized he just couldn't do it every day. He had to pick one day. They picked the holiest night of them all, Christmas Eve. Yes. So, anyway, that's how it goes. And, well, now you know the story of Santa Claus. And apparently, I will say it was very good. It says a lot of people love him. It's like, well, almost everybody, because there's gotta be some that's like Scrooge's, and well, people run stores that get overcrowded with so many people and what have you. Yeah, they just misunderstand. But soon SD says, you better get back home, y'all. And it's like, and remember, behave yourselves. Because Santa can look into his magical snowball and see just what you're up to. And now that you know all about him, you can be darn sure that comes snow or high water and breaks into song, Santa Claus is coming to town. Yes, please don't sue. But anyway, this special originally premiered on ABC, who still actually airs the special to this day. This is, of course, on DVD. This is kind of a more recent release. Now, of course, this is under license by Classic Media, now under license at DreamWorks, which is distributed by Universal. Please don't sue me, guys. I'm just saying. But anyway, it is available alone and in a multi-holiday classic collection featuring Rudolph, Frosty, and the Little Drummer Boy, as well as Frosty Returns and Cricket on the Hearth. But unfortunately, I'm not reviewing that. Again, that's going to be for another time as well. Now then, I absolutely do enjoy Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It does have a few kind of things that kind of bothers me a little bit. It doesn't really traumatize me, but I'm kind of bothered by it a bit, but I'd rather not talk about it because I don't want to hurt everybody's feelings. This is a great special, another great special for making base. And anyway, I do love it. It's still one of my few faves. It's a top 10 favorite Christmas special of mine overall. But anyway, would I recommend this special? Yes, you better believe it. You need to see Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's absolutely amazing. So anyway, please feel free to tell me what you thought about Santa Claus is Coming to Town in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. Anyway, that's gonna do it. I'll have more reviews coming up soon, including more stuff for the whole family, which tomorrow I'll be starting to review some more good movies for the family. But I'm not going to bring up the names of why I'm going to bring up next time, okay? I'm kind of not going to do much of that anymore unless it's a continuation. So anyway, please let me know what you thought about Santa Claus is Coming to Town in the comments section, please. Anyway, and if you like what you saw, you can check out these other recent vids I did. In this corner, check out Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I did not so long ago. In this corner, check out Frosty the Snowman. And in this corner, check out my most recent review from last night, which would be A Charlie Brown Christmas. So until next time, everyone, I do hope you enjoyed my review of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I'm the Big D saying, see ya.